Well, good afternoon. Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker. Today is Friday, the 20th of June, 2025, and I am in Vinton, Louisiana, and I've got approximately 36 hours, maybe a little less, but I wanted to get a shave in so I could enjoy myself tonight and tomorrow, and then come Sunday night, I plan to do another shower and shave on the road and record on my way to Orangeburg, South Carolina. All right, the equipment. Now, this is, my daughter got me this razor, and she wanted to get me something in pink, and I gave her no assistance, not thinking that she'd give me a very good razor, but it turned out that she got me a nice razor, and it's a sword. Let me see if I can get that to come in. A nice little gold patch up there. It's got a scimitar up in there. No, I'm sorry, it's over here. And that's a Soligen 408, I believe, 402. Oh, there's a scimitar up in the gold as well. It says Soligen on the pink scales. And on the back it says, made in Germany. I don't know if you can see that real clear or not. There it is, made in Germany. Now, it looks to me, and I've made mention of this before because I've used this several times on camera over the years, that, well, this is a close relative to the crown and sword. I think because it's the same scimitar design, but this has no other indications. I know nothing about this razor other than it's from Soligen. It says sword on it. It has the scimitar on it, which the crown and sword also has the scimitar, but also has a crown. Anyway, be that as it may, my brush for today is going to be this Zenith boar bristle, and some kind of a aluminum wrap. It floats, I will tell you. It's not solid, the aluminum. And when I bought it, I got it from that big supplier of Zenith brushes on eBay. It was advertised as a 27.5 knot bristle, 27.5 knot on this. So anyway, that's all right. Whatever. And then my soap is the Sterling Bay rum. Sorry about that. All right. So my bristles, or my whiskers, as I say, are about 36 hours. I shaved yesterday morning, recorded and posted yesterday morning. The call came in early afternoon to get ready to go out, and maybe it was late morning, because I think I sent a text about 10:30 or so, and said I was ready to go, ready for my next assignment, and he sent something, and then a couple hours later he called me and said, we've had some changes, and I won't go into all of that, but simply to say that I was no longer on that load that he assigned me earlier, And now I was on a load that had to deliver in Venus, Texas, this morning at 7 o'clock. And the phone call came in to me notifying me of the change at about 2 o'clock, maybe even as late as 3 o'clock. I don't recall just right now, but it was later than what I was happy with. In order for me to get to where I needed to be by 7 o'clock, I needed to hustle down to the truck, get the trailer set up, and get to bed so that I could get up. Are you ready for this? I had to get up this morning at 1:30 this morning, and the current time right now is about, it's about, 6 o'clock, or maybe a few minutes after 6. And so I don't need to say, I suppose, that I was not happy, which means I needed to get down. I got down to the truck at about, I don't know, 5:30 or something, 6 o'clock last night, got everything all set up, and got to bed, and lights out at about I want to say between 8 and 9 o'clock. Yes, because I remember my 9 o'clock alarm going off. I have a 9 o'clock alarm that goes off on my phone every night to remind me to take my nighttime medicine, which, you know, old guys got to do that. And then up at 1:30, and I rolled into the driveway this morning of delivery at precisely 0700. And if you're familiar with the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you may know where Midlothian, Texas is, right there off of 287, US 287, right there. And my delivery was, if you know where the Love's truck stop is, at Midlothian. You'd only know that if you're in the area or looked at a map. And and so I was there. I made 2 stops along the way for coffee and bathroom. And approximately 4.5 hours drive from my terminal yard, even in the wee hours of the morning. It took approximately 2 hours, 2 unload, and then 4.5 hours back, where there was another loaded trailer waiting for me, this one going to South Carolina. And so I did a quick drop and hook. Now I want you to keep track of the hours: 4.5 plus 2, 2.5. And then another 2 driving from the terminal yard here to Vinton, Louisiana. Anyway. All right, this was homed up. Bevel was set on the Shapton glass progression, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, then jumped to the caudicle, my caudicle A, as I call it, and to distinguish from conical B. And anyway, I'm not. And the last I remember using this, got a very, very nice shave out of it. And I got just enough whiskers to give me enough of a shave. Sunday night, I'll have 2 days, 48 hours. So anyway, here we go. Well, yeah, that feels quite nice. I don't know if you can tell by looking at this, but this is a 7/8 razor. Well, I did have a little bit I wanted to talk about, but I'm not going to hit it too hard. I don't know if you saw the discussion between Senator Ted Cruz of Texas and Tucker Carlson. Thought it was very interesting and revealing. I do not agree with my senator about what he was talking about with Tucker. I agree more with Tucker, but even there were some nuances. I do not agree that the ancient nation state that was being discussed is the same as the modern state. Which was the position of Senator Ted Cruz. All within the context of we're on the verge potentially of going to nuclear war with the other state that was being talked about. I did make reference some time ago about and use some graphics and photographs and so forth. And the role this particular person had in pushing along the creation of that state to which I'm referring to. I know I'm being a little bit obtuse and I'm not trying to violate any rules Not that I'm trying to not offend anyone. That's the least of my concern. Is the current modern state the equivalent of the ancient state? And no. No. And I think it's a grave mistake, intellectually, logically, theologically, to try and make that equal comparison. But some people that bay rum sure smells good. Which begs the question, how did the current modern state that claims to be the same as the ancient state come into being in these modern times? And how far back does that go? The people that worked on it, pushed it along, tried to get others to support it. And who were those people? What were their motives? Very interesting study. But once you go down that path, it's always, it's too easy to become the target of pejorative insults. That are really conversation killers. As you might have seen between Senator Cruz and Tucker Carlson, conversation killers. got a little bit of shaving soap down in between the scales, and I need to wipe those out. There it goes. Yes, that was good. That was good. I was really surprised when I got here. At the 5 o'clock hour, that there were as many shower rooms open as there were. And so I was on the phone with my wife. I walked in here into the store and saw the sign, and they had 4 out of 7, 4 out of 9 open. And that really just, and I said to my wife, I'm tempted to grab my gear and get a shower and shave. And she says, well, why don't you do that? Which I'm glad I did. I feel a lot more refreshed. I did get rather perspired today. And the rest of the trip, I will likely not. feels so good. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. I'm not quite sure what time it is, but it's got to be pushing somewhere around 7 o'clock, 1900, and I've been up since 1:30. So all you purple hairs that lay in bed all day and play video games and get a job that requires you to get up and go to work and put in some effort. I don't mind, I tell you, I'm almost dead on my feet. getting a little thin on the soap there. I may have to whip up a little more. I don't think so, but maybe, never know. I just may get the, no, I'm not gonna do that. I felt that one. I hope it don't bleed too bad. Well, I've got a theory on why it might be, sounds like it's a little slow out there. It's Friday. I forgot that it was Friday. Truck stops are sometimes slower on Friday nights than they are other times of the midweek, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday. Well, I've kind of run out of things to say because I'm kind of tired and just kind of going through the motions here. I think I'll let it go at that. And I got a fan blowing right above my head, and I don't like it right now at this minute. Most of the time I don't mind it at all, but not right this second. Dry out the lather, dry out the soap on my head, that's no good. Well, we're getting closer to done. 47 minutes. I shouldn't be more than another 5 to 8 minutes. And then I'll be saying those famous words. I appreciate all of you that write me, regular, Alex and Sean Staplefield, and I hate, this is we're calling out the names, oops, who did I forget? And I apologize. The door has got a deadbolt on it. It kind of has the vacant and occupied language, and that's always good. I did bring in my personal door lock, kind of jam underneath. Some of this is just to get the dead skin off, exfoliate, do some exfoliation. Well, my goal tomorrow is West Point, Georgia, to the Love's Truck Stop there. That'll be a long day, but that'll make for a shorter Sunday, and that's part of what I want to do on this trip. And then I've got doctor appointment on Wednesday, and it's an X-ray and CT scan to get ready for the kidney stone procedure. And I will never be so glad as to have that and get it done. Too many steps in the process. that I wasn't told about initially to prepare for, and that's what made me so angry. And people wasted my time for something that I needed, but not telling me about it. But this time around, regardless of who I went to, it was clear that I was going to have a clearance from my cardiologist. I say my cardiologist. I went back to the old guy that I used to have, which is fine. Great guy, I like him. Okay. Well, we're done with the shave. Face shave, head shave. Soligen pink scales from my daughter. She picked it out. She actually picked out a good razor. Soligen. She didn't know Soligen from Pakistan. And so it's good steel. It's a good vintage. I don't know anything about it. I got to believe that this is somehow or another related to the crown and sword family. And I think somebody told me that family of razors, the crown and sword, are also related to the ERN or the ERN family of razors as well. But this is an oddball. There's no ERN, there's no crown and sword, it's just sword. Now we're going to use some Osma alum block. Now I dropped this the last time and I chipped off the corner. I don't know why I'm still carrying it around, but there it is. I'm going to set it over here. Well, not quite so. And this is still a fairly new, full-size block. I've got one about half that size that I use at home on my home shaves and recordings. And I dropped it and it just shattered. On the last video where I cut off early and I did not record the head shave, that shave on, what was that? I guess it was, I don't know. Yesterday? Was that yesterday? I think that was yesterday morning, yesterday early afternoon. All right, there it is. I'm done. Thank you for staying with me. Appreciate y'all. And I will see you down the road. Oh, look at that. Where'd that come from?